Hey y'all, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel for Inklings. It is extremely windy here today, so if you hear something that sounds like somebody's trying to blow my apartment over, it's just the wind here today. Anyway, we're going to do a tag. We're going to do a tag today. It's going to be the Reputation book tag. The original video on this one is unavailable, but I did watch Ashley Outpaged her take on this tag, and so I will link that video down below. So let's get into the intro. Okay, so let's just dive right into this tag. Like I said, it's the Reputation book tag. The first one is Ready for It, and that is, what's a book you were super excited to read? Now, for me, that is going to be True Crime by Samantha Kolesnik. This is a horror book. It's little bitty, but it packs a big punch. It is horrifying, and it's more like a psychological aspect of it. There's murder, there is horrific child abuse in all aspects of that, so be forewarned there if you need some content warning. This book has all the content warnings, and it's just it's one of those books that it could happen in real life, and so that makes it even extra terrifying. I gave it 5 stars. And I was so excited to read this. Even though it's definitely outside my genre, it was something that I was highly anticipating. And I'm glad I read it, and I hope I never have to read anything like this again, because it was terrifying. Song number 2 is Endgame. What are some of your OTPs? And for me, any book I read, if there is an OTP, which is the one true pair, I'm for that. I don't have any that I just absolutely ship together, except Tessa and Will from the Clockwork Angel series by Cassandra Clare. Tessa and Will are Endgame goals. They're just goals, and I love them so much. I love the interaction. I just love everything about the Tessa and Will storyline. I just love it all, except for the beginning where they had the weird communication issues stuff. I don't like that part, but all the rest of it I really like. Song number 3 is I Did Something Bad, a book with morally gray characters. And I am trying not to use the same answers in any of these tags, even though questions are very similar for my Taylor Tag Tuesdays. So I'm going to go with Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and there are definitely morally gray characters in this. I think every single character is morally gray, and, well, except for the ones that are just outright evil, and if you've read the series, you know which ones those are. But all the main characters, they do what they think they're supposed to do, and they make decisions that they think are right, even though they're probably not the best decisions. But that's kind of what's morally gray. They think that they're making the best decisions at the time with the information they have, even if some of those decisions are a little bit evil. So this is a young adult fantasy. I don't know how to explain it without giving things away, because I suck so much at explaining fantasy novels. So let's just leave it at that. Song number 4 is Don't Blame Me. What's a book you recommend to everyone? Now, again, like I said, I'm trying not to use the same ones. So I've got one of the books that I would definitely be recommending to. I'm going to use it in a later tag. So for this prompt, I'm going to say Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is a short book told in prose. It takes place in the matter of, I think, 11 seconds, going from one floor, from I think the 11th floor down to the first floor. And along the way, this character meets the people in the past that have died through gang violence and retaliation and those aspects, because our main character, his brother was recently killed, and one of the rules is, 1, you don't cry, 2, you seek revenge. And as they're going on down the elevator, you meet a character after character after character, and just the ending of it is just so gut-wrenching. It is definitely one of those books that everyone needs to read, especially kids in school, and especially kids that have come from that kind of home life or very involved in gang activity. Definitely something that needs to be taught in school. Song number 5 is Delicate. What is a book you will never loan to anyone? And for me, that's American Drifter by Chad Michael Murray and Heather Graham. Honestly, there's nothing really spectacular about this book. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked the storytelling, but I am a huge Chad Michael Murray fan. I love just him and everything that he stands for. And this book is autographed, so it will never leave my possession because it is autographed. I also got the cards because it was a pre-order thing, and I won't ever loan this one out. This American Drifter story is about a guy who is in the military, who kind of goes AWOL, and he is suffering from mental illness. He loses his wife, he loses his kids, and in a tragic manner, and so he just kind of packs up and disappears into South America, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. There is some criticism about this because it's 2 white people writing about Brazil and the history there and the carnival. So there is some controversy there. So go into it knowing that. But Chad Michael Murray helped write this book, and I just love it. Song number 6, Look What You Made Me Do. What is a book that got you into reading or was your gateway book? Now, I have been reading as long as I can remember. I started reading when I was 4 years old, and I would read anything I could get my hands on. My mom was an avid reader. My grandfather was an avid reader. But so reading has always been a part of my life. My mom would read me stories when I was, before bed. She'd read me a chapter a night. We read all kinds of big chapter books. So the earliest book that I can remember my mother reading to me is Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, and so I guess that's the book I'm gonna say was my gateway book. Again, I've always been an avid reader since as long as I could read, and I did start reading when I was 4. Song number 7 is So It Goes. What is a book that sucked you in to a particular author or series? And for me, that was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That book I just loved the way the story was told and unfolded, and it really made me want to go back and read all of her other back catalog at the time. And then since then, I have read Daisy Jones and the Six. I've loved everything that she has written. And I was fortunate enough to get the arc of Malibu Rising, which I will be reading this month. Song number 8 is Delicate, and that is Name a Book with a Beautiful Cover. And for me, that book is Enchanted Islands by Allison Amend. Look at that cover. It's gorgeous. This book takes place between San Francisco, Los Angeles, I can't remember which one. I think it's San Francisco. And the Galapagos Islands. It has a little bit of a Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo-esque storyline, kind of, sort of. It takes place, like I said, the majority of it takes place in the Galapagos Islands, and the main couple here is stationed there because they are, they're kind of spying on the Russians that are set up on the island as well. So the Galapagos Islands is in a location that makes it a good kind of spy base, I guess, for different countries around the world. And so it's a top secret mission, and this is kind of the tell-all book, and there's some twists and turns in it as well. So I really enjoyed this story. I did give it 5 stars. I really loved it, and I think that cover is just absolutely beautiful. So our next song is Getaway Car, and this is, what is a book you've read with crime involved in some aspect? And for me, that was Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. All of Tiffany D. Jackson's books that I've read so far have some type of crime. This particular one is her debut novel, which it involves a young black girl who is accused of murdering an infant white girl, white baby. And she's finally done her time, and she's getting paroled, and we're kind of learning the story from her perspective and how things transpired. And I think that is as much as I'm gonna tell. If you want to find out more, pick this book up. Song number 10 is King of My Heart. Who is your book boyfriend / girlfriend? I don't really do book boyfriend, book girlfriends, so I don't have an answer for this one. So song number 11 is Dancing with Our Hands Tied. What is a book that made you want to dance around when you finished it? Now, this can go in a couple of different ways. You can interpret this as excited because you were done, because you loved the book so much and it was just a wonderfully told story, or you're dancing around out of excitement because you are finally done with that gosh awful book. And for me, it is that latter one, and it is Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. I don't even remember what this book is about at this point. I know I hated it. I think I gave it 2 stars. It was just, things were done just because Chuck Palahniuk could get away with doing them, and there were so many things that I hated about this book. And of course the ending was stupid because he doesn't know how to end a book anyway. So song number 12 is Dress. This is my favorite song off of this album. This prompt is to name a book character you want to trade wardrobes with. And honestly, I'm one of those weird people who doesn't picture things in my mind as I'm reading. I don't have I have a general blob out, you know, kind of a general blurry vision of the story. So I couldn't tell you what would be a good outfit or someone I would want to dress like or any of that kind of stuff, because I don't remember, and I don't really get a sense of the clothing. I just get a vague impression of it, and that doesn't do anything for me. So I don't have an answer to this question either. Let me know in the comments below if you're one of those people who sees like a movie, full fleshed out movie playing, or if you just have kind of blobs and impressions in your mind instead. Apparently I'm weird. Song number 13 is This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. What is a problematic book you've read? And that's going to be All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. The problematic aspect of this is that it is magical realism, and Maggie Stiefvater is not of the heritage that she took the inspiration for this story from. I enjoyed this book so much. I love Maggie Stiefvater, but I recognize that this is problematic, and that this story probably should have been left to be told by someone that was more own voices. Although I have heard that her research was done very well, but it's not own voices, and so that makes it a little problematic. Song number 14, Call It What You Want. What's a book you wish you could change the title to? And that is the books of the spin-off series to the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. It's the Dreamer series. I don't remember what they're called. Something Mister is the second book of it, but the names of those books of that series does not go with the series that it's a spin-off of, and it just, to me, it sounds stupid, and I hate them, and I want to change the titles. And the final song, song number 15, is New Year's Day. What's a book that gave you a fresh new outlook on life? And that is going to be Midnight Library by Matt Haig. And what I mean by the fresh outlook on this is it's just one of those books that reminds you that things may suck now and you may not be going down the path that you want to go down, or things may be turning out differently than you thought, but there's always other paths may not have turned out the right way either, and that's always something good to remember. So that is it for this tag. If you've enjoyed my answers, please let me know down below. Let me know what you thought of them, what books you would have picked for these, correlate to these songs, and let me know if you've read any of the books that I picked for my answers today. If you've enjoyed this tag, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, if you thought it sucked, if you don't like tags, if you don't like me, whatever, go ahead and hit that thumbs down button. That just lets me know what kind of content you enjoy and want to see from me. So what you're going to see on the screen now is going to be a playlist of my past tag videos. Be sure and check those out. And also just another video that YouTube thinks you would enjoy of mine. So until next time, I thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.